Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I'm here to share some layouts, and these are the layouts that I'm going to be journaling on in the next week. What I started this year, I have a stash on one of my desks that there must be, well, there's about 32 layouts in this pile. So if I go with this pile, there must be about between 300 and 400 layouts sitting on top of that desk. That needs to be journaled on and put away. So what I do is every, day or a couple of days, I sit down and I journal on, 5 to 10 layouts. I take 15 minutes and I just journal. So this is the new stack that I will set on my desk, and it needs to be journaled on within a week or so. Okay, so here we go. This is a layout that I did of my daughter Caitlin. She was on an international team. That's her up there, the flyer. So this was her base. So flyer and base. And this is a picture of all their teams, or all their team. We were in Niagara Falls, Canada for a competition, which is about 20 hours away from where we are. So it was a good ways away. This is a picture of when we went to Mount Washington, and I mean, the scenery was just gorgeous. So I have quite a few layers of pattern papers. Love that. And this is a picture of Josh. Every year we go and we go to an apple orchard and we take family pictures. So he was up pretty high up in a tree there. And this had number 3, so he's the 3rd child, so that worked out pretty good. And this was, it says it right on there, Toronto Zoo. And my family's right here. I went around and I took a picture. This was like in 2011 or something like that. I should put the year on it because I will forget. This is a picture of Caitlin and Mason. He was so little there. Look how little he is. I'm gonna have to figure out what year that was, but so this is them just taking selfies, and then them with a filter on. And it says something, that they have a special bond. So cute. He's so little. It's journaled on. I'll be able to just put this one away. I just got to figure what year that was. That was a year that Caitlin had a competition in Halifax, because this is the province next to us. And this is Pizza, which we fell in love with in Ontario, but we didn't have in our area. And then we went to Halifax, Nova Scotia, and they had a pizza. So man, we had to get some. This is a fairly new layout. I think I did this one maybe during a virtual crop, maybe. And this is where we went to last summer. I really like how it's bright and all the pink, even though my husband's on the page, lots of pink. Love that. This again is a new page. This we went tubing. It was supposed to be like a 2-hour thing, and we ended up being like 4.5 hours on the river. The river wasn't moving at all. We literally had to paddle if we wanted to move. So we got a little sunburnt. And this is again at the zoo. And I really like this vertical look too, of all the pattern papers and all the green. I love green. I don't scrap with green enough, but I do love it. I love all colors, let's be honest. This is again a flower garden that we went to last summer, and they had all this art from an art school that was really close to the garden. And so it was like we'd see beautiful flowers, but then we'd see some awesome art. And then this is from a couple years ago. We went to a campground, and they squeezed their own lemonade, and it was super awesome. So yummy lemonade. This is of our trailer that we bought last year. And, this is some pictures of the inside. We are just a few days away from going camping all summer. We are are going to be staying at a campground that's not far from our house, so that I can still come home every day and work and do videos for, you know, Patreon and YouTube and all that good stuff, but we'll feel like we're in a resort all summer. We're on a resort. So here I use some of our wood grain, which I love, some of our bigger viewfinders. And, you know, like, even though like I'm using a lot of our digital prints, right? I find every layout looks different because I add different things to finish it off. And we're starting to have more and more and more digital prints, so the variety is there too. And right now our stuff is still 50% off, so if you want to go check that out. So this one here, Josh didn't want a picture, so Katie kind of took a selfie, so that's why I put like busted. And this here is again of the tubing, and this is my daughter's little dog. He was just the best, Rufio. He was just the best. He didn't whine at all, and he had a little life jacket on with a little handle, and we would take it and kind of dunk him in the water because he's black, so he would get really, really hot. So we would put him in the water, and then he'd be so happy. This I know I did during a virtual crop. Because of everything that's going on, I started playing bingo online, and Mason was here once, and he played bingo with me, and I used actually one of the bingo cards on the layout, and so that was fun. And I put that, it was virtual, so I'll remember. This is I want to talk about the awesome, amazing food that we had during our cruise. And so I kind of took a picture of one of the dishes that looks so yummy. I wish I could have that for supper tonight. But anyway. And this is a picture of Mason. He made a AAA team. This year it's a spring hockey team, and they're called the Vipers. And his number is 13. And I took a picture of him with his number because that's the year he was born. So he's trying to keep that number. So really like that layout. And then this is, I'm going to write down my scrappy goals for the year 2021. Haven't done that yet, but that's why it's going on there, because it needs to be done. And then this is a page about my jobs over the years. So I'm just going to basically write down. And if I remember, like I started at McDonald's when I was 15, and I needed a special authorization to start till what time, till I went to university. While I can write, maybe the years, or, from 15 to 18 or whatever. And then Sobeys, and this was a Chinese restaurant, and it was for a summer job. And then I worked at the university that I went to. It's kind of neat. Like, there's 12 pictures on here. And I even put, like, now I'm basically my own boss, right? And then Ambulance New Brunswick. And then I just took a picture with all my family. So that was pretty cool. It was kind of fun to sit down and kind of think of that. This, I was using a template in different colors. We did that during a virtual crop. And this is about how I just love books, and it was another vertical layout. This was done during a scrapathon, I believe. And this is from that campground that we absolutely love. We didn't go last year just because of everything that's going on. This was a restaurant that we found in St. Andrews, and we just absolutely loved. We had fish and chips and scallops. This is a layout about Josh and him, doing the art for all the digital prints. I thought it would be cool it was actually Laura. She's like, Nicole, you need to do a page about that. And I was like, oh, you're so right. So I convinced him to let me take a picture of his hand drawing. So that's cool. And this is a layout about some of the trails that we did in St. Andrews, and they were dust free, which was awesome. This was a layout about a funny sign. It said, slow down, clams crossing. This was in St. Andrews. It was a funny sign. This is again of Minister's Island, which is in St. Andrews. And I just used scraps of papers. This is a picture of Mason and starting his grade 2. He's in grade 2 right now. So I need to put the year on that, right? 2021. And that's why he's not in front of the school, because they didn't want to linger. And they would have had to have masks on and everything. So, and this again is of last summer. I really liked the colors, the yellows. It just makes everything pop. This again is of last summer, so really recent layout. And this was a cool background that I did for one of the scrapathons, and I really like that. And this was, I think this was for a scrapathon too. The last one maybe, or the one before, I don't remember. Too many layouts. And this was, I think, for a virtual crop, and the story continues. And this again, I think, was for a virtual crop. Again, it was from last summer. And this was from last summer again. This was on Minister's Island. This was built like in the 1800s. Look at the size of this barn. This was a barn. And it said how much it cost. I think it was like $18,000 to build that, which I know in the 1800s that was a lot. But man, you wouldn't, that would be like, you know, 400,000 now, maybe 500,000 to build something that big. This, I think I did this one on YouTube. It's of Mason. He wasn't a happy camper. We told him he had to come in. He was playing, this was a few years ago, he was playing with some kids, and we said, no, you gotta, we're gonna have a campfire and then it's bedtime. And this, I think I did during a virtual crop, and it was about the towel art that they would leave in our room during the cruise. Okay, so those are the 30 plus layouts. I think it was 32, but I, you know, loosely counted. I might have missed one or two that I'm going to journal on. Hopefully, we're Friday today, so probably, you know, next week I'll have all of these all journaled on. And that's it. I want to thank you so much for watching. Bye.